But this is what we find, is that there's a necessity when you are a multiculturalist, when all cultures are equally good and equally right, that you must find a way to elevate in esteem and stature, make excuses for the evil, failed, and wrong. It can't be their culture. It must be something they've done. This is what they do to my brethren in Israel, because there is no cycle of violence. There are no ancient rivalries. Jews don't give a damn about ancient rivalries. We care about the current humidity in Palm Beach. We care about a lot of things. We don't give a damn about ancient rivalries. There is no cycle of violence. Jews do not strap bombs on their children. We don't let our kids ride their bicycles without their helmets. We don't teach our children that if they murder others, infidels, the offspring of pigs and monkeys, that's what we are, you know? We are the offspring of pigs and monkeys. Yeah, you'd think at least we'd have PETA on our side. But we are the offspring of pigs and monkeys. We don't teach our children these things. We don't teach our children that if they kill themselves and take some infidels with them, they will go to heaven and get 72 virgins. What does a Jew need with 72 virgins? I mean, we can't even get any from our wives, okay? So, but eternity with 72 women who have never had sex with a man, that doesn't sound like paradise. It sounds like a meeting of now. Now, here's what I don't understand. And David, you addressed this just a little bit earlier this evening. Clearly, Jesus was a Jew, right? And all evidence is that Jesus was Jewish. He lived at home until he was 30. Right? He took over and expanded his father's business. His mother thought he was God. But what's confusing about this whole thing is, why wasn't Mary a Jewish mother? Right? Because if Mary were a Jewish mother, would she have stayed in the barn? Right? Wouldn't have said somewhere in the Bible, Jesus, please don't walk on the water. You just ate a big meal. And here's the thing, look, I do not know a single practicing Jew, or, the line isn't even practicing Jew or not practicing Jew. It is and this is true of Christians as well, and it's whether you respect religion or don't respect religion. It's whether you lump all religions together, and I know somebody who, when I told him that my son, then 10, was going to keep kosher, which, he kept for about a week, but I was impressed that the attempt was made. She asked me why, and I said, well, because he wants a daily, tangible reminder of his commitment to make the world a better place through God's teachings. And she said, but that's what the Taliban thinks. She literally was not allowed to, because she's such a multiculturalist, she is not allowed to recognize the difference between the Taliban and the teachings of the Jew. And here's what you did wrong, because I know no Jew, practicing Jew or respectful Jew, who was offended by what you said, myself included. What you did wrong reminds me of what happened to Mel Gibson in Hollywood. The difference being Mel Gibson actually said something bad, but nonetheless it had nothing whatsoever to do with what he said. I mean, the guy got drunk and he said, Jews? Come on, I'm Jewish. I've gotten drunk and said, fucking Jews. I mean, every time I see a Jew vote for a Democrat, I go, fucking Jews? Here's what happened. You are not allowed to be pro-God. When you make a pro-God statement, whether it's pro-Jesus, whether it's pro the Jewish God, or I don't know what I'm talking about. But, but nonetheless, in Hollywood, the reason they got mad at Mel Gibson was because he made a pro-God movie. Nothing else. They knew his religion. They knew the church he belonged to. They knew who his father was. They knew who he was. When for 20 years they worked with him until he made a pro-God movie. Because in Hollywood, you're not allowed to do that. You can make anti-God movies. You can make The Last Temptation of Christ. But you cannot, well, let me amend this. You can make pro-God movies so long as God is a schmuck. Seriously, so long as it's Bruce Almighty, you're cool. As long as it's an 87-year-old George Burns walking down the courthouse steps saying, you Christians don't know what I meant by the Bible. What I really meant was be nice to each other and eat a piece of cheesecake. But that's not what the Bible is. The Bible has commitments. The Bible has covenants. The Bible has agreements. The Bible has commandments. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And the Democrats hate this because they don't know what they do with all that spare time. There are these compromises that can be made. For example, global warming, man-made global warming. I don't know if it's real. I mean, Al Gore says it's real. So what? Al Gore said Love Story was written about him and Tipper. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger says it's real. I remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger said he was a Republican. But I think what we need to do is reach out to the other side. Let's put together, and I almost never say this, I don't believe in these things. Let's put together a commission on global warming. Let's put Ted Kennedy in charge. All right, first of all, the guy's already got experience with rising water levels. And if there's anybody who would be truly worried if the world is running out of ice, is there anything I have not touched upon, anything I have not, and by the way, I did get a chance to see some of the debates. I too sort of have a job, and this is it. It was very impressive. Hillary, after the last one, complaining that they were picking on her because she was a girl, and everybody immediately jumped on it. John Edwards was pissed because that's usually his excuse. And it's truly disconcerting that this is the only place that the young people, the youngins, how old am I? The youngins, the kids these days is what I'm trying to say. It's where they get their news, and it's so one-sided, and all you can do is be there and watch it with them, and then give him the alternative point of view. There's a book that I'm hoping to write and sell someday, in addition to the other one that I'm hoping to write and sell someday, in which on the left side of the page, I give an explanation for the Republicans' position on an issue. For example, the war in Iraq. That Saddam Hussein was the single most destabilizing force in the world's most volatile region. A region that's the crossroads of 3 continents and the very hub of the Arab and Islamic terror that's been spreading around the globe, not only for the last several decades, but for the last several centuries. And on the other side of the page have the Democrats' argument. You know, Bush is Hitler. And just do that. But this is another place where I feel that we can find compromise with the left. What if we agreed that they would no longer call us Hitler if we admitted that we're Himmler? Ward Churchill tried this. He was compromising. He didn't call us Eichmanns. He called us Little Eichmanns. There was compromise there. But the big story about Chris Dodd, and this goes back to Trent Lott. The big difference between and how the media covers stories is that both men at just about the same time said rather similar things. And let me go on record as saying I think neither one is newsworthy. But nonetheless, Trent Lott at a private party for a 100-year-old dying private citizen said to him the world would have been, and I'm talking about Strom Thurmond, said to him the world would have been a better place had you been elected president. What a lovely thing to say to a dying man who's never going to become president. There was no Chris Dodd on the floor of the United States Senate to a former member of the Ku Klux, not just a member, the top recruiter, an active participant in recruiting, said that I can't imagine a time when you would not have been a good leader. Yet Trent Lott was pilloried in the media, and to a certain extent, I haven't worked out how I feel about this, but nonetheless, as Republicans, we said, you know what, move aside. That's something the Democrats never say. It doesn't matter what crime they've committed. They never say move aside, right? Sandy Berger, I think, is going to be part of the next, if Hillary Clinton is president, Sandy Berger, who pilfered top-secret wartime documents, is going to be part of the administration. Apparently, and I just heard this the other day, Bill Clinton, if Hillary's elected, for the first year alone, is going to handle Iraq. Not Hillary's, but somebody's. All right, folks, thank you so very much.